Whisper softly. Watch us, change us. Yeah. You know what it is. It's the Watch Us, Change Us radio show. It's your boy Sheefy.
It's Dev.
It's Scooter.
What up, y'all?
What's good?
What up?
Another cold week.
Yeah, it's been chilly, raining.
I still think summer got one in the tuck still. I think it's 1 week left. I don't know when, but there's definitely one left knowing the town. So just waiting on that.
That's cool. I'm glad it's around Halloween though. This is a fun season for me.
Right.
You know, the whole, it sounds stupid, like you be like a little kid, but you know, dressing up, going to the parties. You know, last year me and my lady was Al Bundy and Peggy. You know what I'm saying? We killed that though. We killed that.
Send me no pictures of that.
I got them.
Yeah,
I said, I got
show
you.
me that.
I had like the pillow in my stomach and all that. But, you know, I definitely looked more like the, you know, probably the A-Rap version of Al Bundy. You know what I'm saying?
I was Ahmed Bundy.
Alal Bundy. You know
Alal Bundy.
You know?
I told my homegirl last night, I'm like, I'm not giving no candy to kids this year. All the candy I'm getting is going to adults.
First of all, I never ever in my life, whether I was renting or owned the house, I never gave out candy ever. And I was like, yo, Dad, that's kind of messed up. You never put no candy out or nothing. Cause I usually go with my kids, but I have a set time when I go with my kids. So the times I go with my kids, I still could technically do it because I usually do it later in the evening where people be starting at like 5, 6 p.m. You know what I mean? Plus it be getting dark early anyway.
It's expensive. Like 2-3 bags of candy gonna run you like $40.
You ain't noticed how the candy prices been going up? If you pay attention, once it gets to like mid-September, that joint start going up and up because they know Halloween coming. People be
I dropped
on that.
$40 on candy last year, and it was like 3 little small bags, man.
I know the feeling when we was giving out candy at the parade last year. It was like that. I thought I had mad candy. I'm like, y'all, I spent hundreds of dollars mad candy. I said, it don't look like it.
You know what's the G? November 1st, all that candy be 50% off. All of it immediately. Like probably like at 12:01, half off. Like, yo,
Black Friday on candy.
Jesus Christ.
Yo, this dude is looking crazy. I know folks, y'all can't see his picture, but
Brandon ain't kill it though.
With the fitted.
Brandon ain't kill it.
Yo, I need you to send me that. I'm gonna post that.
I'm gonna send it on Halloween. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna post that when I talk about the show.
My man Bundy had the cap on backwards.
Yeah, right, that's what I said.
So.
Yeah, we wanted to get into the whole. I guess people don't know too much about us, right? The whole Watch Us Change Us joint started off as a barbecue, right? So we wanted you to kind of get into that. Tell them the first story, you know.
Nice trip down memory lane.
Yeah.
Just made me smile. I ain't gonna lie. So I want to say like I think it was 2013, maybe 12. I think it was 13. Anyway, I went to Atlanta. I was going to the Atlanta hair show joint. You know what I mean? My homegirl was supposed to be in it and do my hair. She wound up not being in it, but I still got my hair done. But when I was flying back, I was like, I just started thinking, and I was like, yo, what have I done for people? Like, that's serious. And I never, even when I did stuff for people in the past before that, I never thought about like that. What have I done for people? Like, ask myself that. So I'm on the flight. I'm like, yo, when I get back, I'm gonna talk to people at the Boys and Girls Club. They say, yo, let's do a little community barbecue or whatever. Came back, talked to some of my coworkers. They're like, oh, that's a good idea. You know what I mean? I didn't reserve, which I got lucky because they always making you reserve those pavilions and stuff. Because people will move you if they've reserved it and you just happen to be there. You can be there for free, but you're taking a chance.
Yeah, as soon as the cars pull up, it's like,
so
you gotta go.
So I set that up and it turned out cool. Like, I had the picture I'm about to show y'all. And the picture was like my family and friends. You know what I mean? But when people were walking by, I would say, come get some food. You know what I mean? It was for the community. You know what I mean? But people was looking at us all weird. You know what I mean? Me being a black man.
Closed mouth don't get fed, brother.
You know, we had a variety of folks out there. You know what I mean? So people was thinking it was a birthday party. I said, nah, this is a community barbecue. You know what I mean? Come eat, have some food. You know, when we took a picture, everybody was like, yo, you gotta take a picture. And I took the picture, and you see Quanez and a whole bunch of the little kids that are grown now. That's how. You all right, my brother?
I'm good.
You know what I mean? But seeing them graduate and then you bring that up, it's like, yo, they was kids, not even in middle school. This was still elementary school. That's how long that joint been going.
Yeah.
You know, and when I did it, I was happy. But then I also was discouraged a little bit. I was like, Dad, I was asking people, like, but this is just family and friends, like, oh, can y'all help out, buy this or buy that? And a few people came through, but once again, not the people I expected. So the following year, I'm like, yo, I want to make it a little bigger, like try to get some businesses and other people, professionals and stuff involved. The following year, and once again, nobody followed through, but it got bigger. And then the kids was helping, so that's the part that made me more happy. Cause I'm like, yo, I'm doing this for y'all. I'm gonna need y'all to come over and do this. If you see, and my grandparents used to crack me up because, you know, I leave all my stuff over there, and then I never tell them like the whole game plan. They just know, all right, I'm gonna leave the stuff here, I'm gonna pick it up, whatever. So I had the kids on a strict schedule, like, yo, at this time, y'all better go to my grandparents' crib and yada, 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 and be there. Why I'm the one late every year? I was late every year. My boy Antoine and a couple other people will go to my grandparents' crib, and my grandparents be like, what you doing? They're like, Kashif told us to meet him here. He's like, he's not here. Oh, so they don't know what to do. They little kids, so they just standing there. So my grandparents call me and I would always get there. I'm like, yo, my bad, y'all. But it made me real happy to see that they did and followed through. And there was only 2 of them that followed through for the first 2 years. Everybody else came, but I would have to call them or go pick them up after I was already late. Right. But they was always on time.
They seen the vision.
And my boy Twan, he was the first, him and his 2 cousins, God bless the dead, Jahar and Makai. That's my dude, Makai. He played basketball out for state. But Antoine, they was the first 3 kids that I officially worked with when I started working at the Boys and Girls Club and did my own thing on Saturdays without no supervision, no real help. And Twan been rocking with me ever since, all the way through school. Met his pops. He lives across the street from KJ. You know what I mean? So it made that bond even closer because I just walk across the street when I go see KJ and then go see him. And the kids was like, yo, Sheef, you always be looking out for us. So from that barbecue, my man Wise, he do music. Shout out to Wise and Queen. I mean, I gotta introduce you to him too, Dev, because you know what I mean, he do good music too. He was like, yo, you always talking about what you want to do for the kids and the community, but you don't take that next step. I'm like, I'm taking baby steps. I'm doing little by little. He's like, yeah, you're doing the barbecue, but what are you bringing from it? What are you doing from it? He's like, you need to start your own organization. I'm like, I'm going to baby steps. So, Dev, you know, I always gotta come to you for music and all that because I don't know how to do the engineering side. So Wise was always the engineering side, but I ain't going from when we used to do music, we used to be getting faded. You know what I mean? So when we get faded, he'd be like, all right, I'm gonna teach you how to do it. I said, bro, I'm not gonna remember none of this. Give me the mic, let me spit some bars, and call it a night.
So we gotta go.
But he always trying to teach me. So he was like, yo, I'm happy to come over, we ain't gonna do nothing but focus on music so you can learn how to do this stuff.
Sound like me, right?
Come over. I had somebody with me too, so I'm mad hype. Like, yeah, about to learn how to do this. We'll probably get a little session in before we leave. He was like, all right, yo, sit right here. I'm gonna set you up. This fool set me up in front of the screen and made me fill out the paperwork for a nonprofit organization. Yo, word to me. And it was just at the recreational level. I didn't realize it at the time, but you know what I mean? You gotta start somewhere. There was my baby step. I'm gonna count that one as a little gallop. It wasn't even no baby step because when I filled it out and then they sent me the thing back, I was like, oh, I got an organization, Watch Us Change Us. And it was crazy how I came up with the name Watch Us Change Us because he was like, what would you call it? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I want to help people, but I want them to be able to help themselves because we help each other, but we have to learn to be able to help ourselves, and we have to be motivated enough to want to do that. And I was just thinking. I was like, yo, I got it. He was like, what? I was like, Watch Us Change Us. He was like, Watch Us Change Us. I said, yeah, because you got to think about it.
Wucu, baby.
In the world, we have to help ourselves. You know what I mean? We appreciate help. We love help. Well, I do. I can't speak for everybody in the world. I know y'all do. You know what I mean? Because we reach out to each other for certain situations.
It's grown on me in my maturity.
Well, good. I'm glad I could be a part of that process. You know what I mean? But I wanted people to be a part of something that is more than just an organization. Like, I feel like I'm a movement. I feel like our radio show is a movement. I feel like my organization is a movement. I don't just be talking it, I live it. Yo, I struggled many times, but I still made sure I did that community barbecue. Yo, I used to use my tax money, and everybody be like, "You're lying, you're lying." I'd be like, "Word to me." I said, "I will show you my tax returns. This is what I would get." You know what I mean? It was when our returns was a little higher. You know what I mean? So I was getting like 3 G's or so.
I want to meet this person who thinks you were lying. Like we're gonna leave that person out, but we can quiz them
bring
one
him to the
day,
show
you know what I'm saying?
because I'm throwing subs. He lives right around the corner. He lives literally the next block over.
He can't even dunk.
You know what I mean?
Tell him he Dunkin' Donuts. That's it.
If you listening, watch us, change us.
You know, so for me to use my tax money, I knew I believed in what I was doing, with or without anybody's help. You know what I mean? I continued to ask people for help and stuff. You know what I mean? And so Watch Us Change Us was about us changing ourselves and wanted the world to see us change. I want everybody to see what we do. Like, we leveled up on our show. We went from 2 people to 3. We ain't got the visuals yet, but they coming. We trying to expand. People are asking for us to expand. You know what I mean? And that's the greatest feeling ever, is that somebody is actually asking. You know what I mean? And this is just like with my organization. When people ask me for help, I make sure I give them help. A lot of people have pride or don't know how to ask for help. You know what I mean? But you ask for help. I've watched you change a part of yourself. Just like you said, it's growing on you. We're watching the baby steps. So everybody's watching what you're doing. But at the end result, you changed yourself because you took it upon yourself to do something different. You took it upon yourself to try to elevate and level up, you know what I mean, and expand your mind and your horizon. Y'all be having me thinking about different things that I don't be usually thinking about, you know what I mean? And I used to be mad when people would make me think about stuff that I don't care about. You talk about the politics stuff, and the crazy stuff is I don't believe in politics, so I'm going to continue to say that. But you started, and the devil was just telling me about the manifestations of things and whatnot. You started talking about it. And then it was like, all right, I don't got to deal with it no more. But then you would talk about something. I go to my grandparents' house that weekend, because I go to my grandparents' house every weekend, at least once or twice a weekend. We have a good time. Now my grandfather's talking about politics. Did you see this? I said, yo, Jay was just talking about this. He said, he ain't lying. Did you read? He said, look at this. And you know how my grandfather, this mother, did you hear this? I'm like, are you paying attention? I ain't never heard him my whole life worry about no politics or nothing that's going on with the government. And if he did, he was quiet about it. But now he's speaking about it. You know what I mean? So
it's inescapable now.
You know what I mean? But because of you, I'm seeing it in other areas, and then now I'm paying attention to it a little more. Versus I just walk away, don't want to hear it. I ain't trying to hear none of that. But that's me changing myself, because again, I didn't directly ask for help, but I asked for help by you being on the show, and because you was on the show, you helped me realize and see something different on a different level.
Which would normally happen in a situation where you at a community barbecue, everybody having a good time, eating good, and these type of conversations are happening, because that's a great part of that community barbecue aspect, the networking, the different opinions, the different perspectives, seeing what you could do for that person and what that person could do for you, what y'all could both do for the community, especially for the youth. Like, it's, you know, moving forward with that, you see the city just brought St. Mary's. The rec center.
Yes.
Now,
you were saying that a couple weeks ago.
That's well before my time, but any of you have any good memories there? And
let me go first. Dad grew up in this area, so I know he got plenty of stories. You know what I mean? But I knew of it because we had a few basketball tournaments in there for myself, and then as well as when I was coaching KJ. And I never realized it at that time, like how great that space was. It's not a humongous space, but it's a great amount of space. You got the courts, and then you got the back rooms, the stuff that you could do when you can set up and whatnot. And I never thought about it, like, what did they do with that building besides, because all I ever seen was like basketball tournaments being run in there. And I'm like, that space could be utilized for so many different things that can help the community, you know what I mean? Outside of just sports, you know what I mean? I'm a sports guy, so anything sporty wise, I'm going to be related to it and try to go check it out and peep it. But that space could have been used for a food place, you know what I mean, a clothing place, even if they was doing it once or twice a month. You know what I mean? I don't know if they didn't or if they did, you know what I mean? Because I never went to that building outside of the basketball stuff, you know?
If I'm not mistaken, the church that's attached to it, wasn't they like giving away furniture and stuff like that too? Like, is it a whole package deal? Like they had the rec center and like the donations?
Honestly, I never knew much about the church. I know that St. Mary's had CYO back in the day. You know, I never was a part of that. I never played CYO, but I played school ball. And in the summer, in the summer, you know, they would throw summer tournaments in St. Mary's. So like every summer, that's where I played. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be I grew up in SV or Binghamton, I was in both. So it might have been that I was playing on Binghamton's one year. It might have been that I was playing on SV's one year. But we were all friends. You know what I'm saying? Like this whole group of people. I could name names. You know what I'm saying? And people probably start shouting us out crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna shout out Mr. Bennett. Nick Bennett Pops was the guy who used to come and unlock that for us. You know what I'm saying? Even just to open Jimmy. You know. But one of my favorite memories from St. Mary's, I gotta give it to y'all, is the only game my mother was ever able to come to because she had to work. You know, she's a career waitress. You know. So she came and my Aunt Debbie came, which is her best friend, which is a crazy Italian lady, my cousin Marie's mom. You know what I'm saying? She's not crazy, but she's funny. You know what I'm saying? So they hyped me up. I dropped mad buckets that night. I was shooting 3-pointers. I don't even shoot 3-pointers. Like I'm a slasher. You know what I'm saying?
You just had the glow. Bruce Leroy over here. He had it.
I know what he's talking about. I know what you're talking about. I had that.
And then I had my aunt in the stands, like hyping it up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, dad. You know what I'm saying? Like
everybody knew your name that night. Do you trust
memory.
the city to utilize the space properly once they renovate it?
Loaded question, bro.
I know.
Do I trust this city first before we even get into that? You know what I'm saying?
It's a mixed bag.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like it's a mix because there's a lot of good people that would do good things with it. But are those people in the right situation to be able to do those things and utilize that space? Who is actually controlling what that space is going to be used for? And that's the thing, when people be purchasing places, no one tells us exactly who it really, they're like, oh, this organization took over this facility, but who in that organization that took over that facility are the ones going to be directly doing something, and what are their plans?
Man,
and then how long do we give them to actually run and pull through those plans? Because I always hear they're going to do this community center or this youth thing. Years ago, they said they was going to put like $3 million into a new community center and all of this in Binghamton, and such was going to run it, and I ain't never seen it show up or never happen, you know? And are they going to just take the space and then just let it just sit there? Because I've seen that happen a bunch of times too, sit there for a few years. I'm like, hey, you bought it, what's the point of buying it and not even do nothing with it?
Well, they seem to have brought it for relatively cheap. They purchased it for $500,000. They got $500,000 in renovations in it so far. They talking, you know, programs, but like I said, do you trust the city to do that? Like, as long as you live here, have they come forth with promises before that they didn't deliver on? That was very important, especially for the kids, where most people, the last program they probably remember is the Haven.
I would say this, right? I would say that what you're talking about, if you look for that on paper, it's probably there. You know what I'm saying? But I don't remember it, nor did it staple itself into our community where it was impactful. You know what I'm saying? And we got a lot of issues in our city, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of youth issues. So, yeah, I'm happy that somebody's even doing anything with St. Mary's. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm special enough. If they want to come talk to me, I talk to all these people and I tell them what I think this community needs for the youth. You know what I'm saying?
We need to find who is in charge of that. Have them come and tell us. You know what I mean? Come speak on the show and be like, this is what the city's planning to do. This is what we're trying to do for the community.
They're not ready because they're gonna come here and the questions we're gonna ask them is gonna give them an anxiety attack, which we're gonna talk about on the next segment. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, this is what people have to understand. And I used to say this at meetings when I was working in the school, and they used to look at me all crazy and stuff. I'm not here to make everybody happy. You know what I mean? I want to make people happy, but that's not what I'm here for. I'm here for the confusion and to make you feel uncomfortable. Because when you feel uncomfortable, that's when your true colors show. You're gonna fold under pressure bust pipes. You know what I mean? And for me, I like feeling uncomfortable because it teaches me and makes me start thinking outside of my normal thinking. What do I need to do to be successful in this situation? Or how do I strategically and educationally answer these certain questions that people are asking? You know what I mean? So when I bring up stuff with the youth and say, well, you say you're gonna do this, but how are you gonna do it? And then they say, we're gonna do it this way. And then I'm like, all right, but how are you gonna do that in order to pull this? And then, you know what I mean? And sometimes the questions be seeming redundant, but they're a little different. But guess where I learned that from? The system. Because when I went and did the proper paperwork for Watch Us Change Us, it was a process. And then as I did the first time, I got denied after I already sent my money. But they did send me my money back. I was like, wait a minute, y'all denied me and y'all keep my money? But they sent the money back, so I had to reapply again. But they don't tell you what you need to do for the next step. So then you have to trial and error the next step. And then the next step. And I'm like, why wouldn't you just tell me everything at one go? So then I can figure everything out. So then I don't gotta wait and wait. Because that whole process took almost a year and some change, to be honest, because it was during COVID time where I had to redo all the paperwork and stuff. And I had to wait for this certificate to come in in order to do the next piece of the paperwork. Then I had to wait for the next, like, y'all should have told me all that so then I could have been doing other things while I was waiting or around it or whatever, the speed of the process. You know what I mean? So that made me uncomfortable because I'm like, why are y'all doing this? It's like, y'all don't even know me personally, but it's like y'all blocking me. Why are you blocking me? And then I had to tell myself, they're blocking me because I got a blessing coming that's gonna be undeniable. And here I am with Watch Us Changes. And it was because I had to be uncomfortable. So anytime I'm around people that I'm trying to help, I want them to feel uncomfortable. And then I can give them ideas and suggestions of what they can do to change that situation. But they have to feel uncomfortable in order to open up and really express how they really feel, what they're really thinking. Because people don't always do that. If you don't feel uncomfortable, you know what I mean? Because some people are okay in certain situations, they'll just answer, you know what I mean, Jared, whatever the word is. I ain't gonna go into now, no words, but you know what I mean. They're not answering it genuinely. They're just going with whatever everybody say. If Dev says it's one, then you say it's one. Then I'm just gonna say it's one instead of going against the grain. Right. But because you saying one and you say one, but I'm like, I think the answer should be like 11.
Right.
But and then I have an explanation of why I think it should be 11. But because I'm not uncomfortable enough, I might not want to speak outside the grain. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, whatever happens moving forward with us or St. Mary's, I hope we, get a chance to have a spot in that space. But we gonna get back to you on the other half. We gonna play some music. This is the Watch Us Changes radio show. It's your boy Jay Womack.
It's your boy KG.
And this is your boy Dev with a PSA. Don't let nobody rub you down with baby oil.
You know what I mean?
What's the slammin'est flavor out this month? Yo, Black.